Welcome back to This Day Live, the Sunday talk show here on the Arise News channel. With me, still in the studio, I have Professor Bola Akintenewa, Director General, Bolitac Center for International Diplomacy and Strategic Studies, Yemi Adamolekun, Executive Director, In Office Enough, and Professor David Awurawo, Professor of International Relations and Strategic Studies at the University of Lagos. Well, let me start with you, Professor Awurawo. We had Modele Sharafa Yusuf, who has expressed interest in the position of Governor of Osun State and has already obtained the relevant forms and is now set to challenge the incumbent governor of Osun State at the party's primaries. Well, you listened to her. What's your take on some of the points she made about the harassment that she has suffered and also her mission and her vision as expressed by her?
Well, we can only be happy that the women are coming to take their pride of place, expressing their interest in the affairs of the state, governance in Nigeria, and the efforts to, place Nigeria at a place where it belongs. So it is a positive thing. It's a positive thing. It's a long time that we saw someone with so much determination, commitment, and of course, with the chances she has, so go all the way in our efforts to become the governor of Osun State. So we can only, encourage. I mean, it has been said that what kind of politics, what kind of democracy it is, if more than half, or about half the population of a country or a state or a local government is out of contention in terms of those to be voted for, which emphasizes the need to encourage women to be part of the governing process. And elsewhere around the world, it has been established that the more women we have, the more inclusiveness, the better for the state. Because what has happened is that people assume to know what women want when men are all over the place. But when women are there, nobody will assume for them what they want. They know what they want, and that is added to the policies that are articulated and implemented, and it is better, for everybody. So it's a positive thing. As for her travels with, the current administration, well, one would say, if one understand the context of politics in Nigeria, it is not surprising. It's something that happens all the time. People want to take advantage of the weaknesses of the opponents, or if they can, oppress them and knock them out of the way. But just as you said when you were responding to, her conclusion on the matter, there is always that ends well. That, it's good that the governors will have said they didn't say anybody, and even if they did, they have said she should go ahead to, mount her billboards and all that, and that is also positive. But of course, harassment may not just be limited to removing billboards. There may be some other subtle ways, that they want to take advantage, want to oppress, want to. We appeal to the powers that be in the state, the governor and his people, is that they should take it easy. They should provide a level playing field. They should make it, a sport. They should be sportsman-like in their approach. If you want to serve the people, let people decide who should serve them. And if they say, okay, you have served us enough, we want somebody else to serve us, there should be nothing to, worry about in that. What we advise is that the governor and his people, they should take it easy. They should allow, there should be, there should be sportsmanship in the whole process. And they are members of the same party anyway. So whoever emerges, one will expect that one will support the other, and then they forge ahead. The interest of Osun State, development of the state and all that should be the focus of everybody, not who is there. are not a do or die thing for either of them or any of them in the contest. At the end of the day, it is how Ogun State will develop. It is how the quality of life of Ogun State people will improve. It is how Ogun State would move beyond where it is now. That should be the concern of everybody. If the governor is not disqualified and picks the ticket and he wins, let all the support be given to him to continue. If Modele wins, I will expect everybody else to also give her the support so that the overall development of the state, which should be the paramount thing, will be actualized. Those are my thoughts on the Modele interest and the issues that her interest has raised in the state.
Okay, thank you, Professor Awurawa. Let me go quickly to Yemi Adamolekun, who has been advocating very strongly for women participation in the political process. Well, I understand Yemi Adamolekun is not yet there, so let me come to you, Professor Akintenuwa.
You see, on listening to Modele, I'm particularly glad for many reasons. Reason one is that she has clearly demonstrated to the whole world that truly we can have a new, woman approach to doing things. She has clearly convinced me that, look, she has taken medicine against steel. In other words, that she can resist and deal precisely with challenges. The second point there is that she raised the issue of management of scandal. A good theory predicated on 3 pillars that you need, to tell the story very early, promptly, that there is, an allegation lingering for 2 months, which she sees to be not good enough. That you must tell the story in totally. Although I do not agree that you should tell the story, tell it all. The meaning of telling it all for me should be stricto sensu. That is restricted to allegations. Every allegation raised, you can tell the story totally, but don't give a holistic, information that can strategically become detrimental to your own interest there. The third one, tell it yourself. Yes, you need to tell it yourself because you will now become a primary source. You are the one accused. Then whatever you give as an explanation cannot but be a good material for further research. Now, this is to let you know that she is philosophically addressing problematics. I so much appreciate that. Now, he talked about globalization of adire. Adire making is only made popular here in Nigeria and in some West African countries. She told us that she has an agenda, if elected, to give it a global look. I think this one is not only good for the Ogun State people and government, but for the totality, the entire population of Nigeria. This is good enough in terms of foreign exchange earning. That is a very positive deal. In terms of promotion of culture, now originality of black people's culture, this is promoting it. I admire that. On the issue of billboard, you see, this is very good enough. Although I agree with Professor Awurawa that what begins well, ending well, this is only based on assumption. If the government of Ogun State, for instance, says it does not know anything about it, it can be true and it may be not. It may not be true. Why? We have all these support groups. The governor of Ogun State has support group. The support group might have removed this without the knowledge of the government. If the government says, go and put back your billboard, yes, they can do. But those who remove it first may still be there. So in this case, I think we should congratulate Modele for preparing to deal with the challenges of a female governor for the first time in Ogun State.
Yes. Particularly her courage to dare.
Yes.
It's the courage that she brings to it that is most remarkable for me. Do we have Modele Sharafa Yusuf? I said Modele Sharafa Yusuf. Yemi Adamolekun, are you with us now?
Yes, I am. I'm running for governor.
Okay, very good. I was told you were not yet with us. Okay, please, quickly. Your comments on the conversation with Modele Sharafa Yusuf.
Thank you. I like the fact that she tried to be quite diplomatic in her comments about the incumbent governor. And I think it's also a reflection of the conversation around what women bring to the table when women get involved in politics, not just politics really, any position of leadership. And she referenced it as well, that part of her appeal is the fact that from the last elections, the sitting governor, what they said, participated in anti-party activities by literally dividing the party into two and supporting the candidates of another party. Governor Amuso supporting, I forget the gentleman's name, on the APM platform. And so you have a divided party, even though Governor Abiodun has sort of entrenched himself with the current structure of the party in Ogun State. But the same way that she is trying to bring the party together for more inclusion, fairness, is the same way that I think was captured in the way that she spoke about the incumbent government. And I think it's also very instructive when a special advisor on information and strategy finds it difficult to see her principle. And I think for me that speaks to intent. Governors tend to appoint a number of senior special advisors in different capacities. But it then speaks to what do you, in a sense, use them for? What are they advising you on? How are you available to take that advice and implement it, rather than just giving them titles and portfolios that really mean nothing to your government? I thought that was a really strategic part of what she shared. And then secondly, on her point about her billboard, Dr. Bachi, you kept talking about posters. Yes, we do know. I mean, posters are a dime a dozen. They get put up, they get torn down. It's pretty easy. But to her point, it's important to note that this is a billboard. This is a billboard that was screwed on specifically in a specific location. So to take it down, it wasn't that someone climbed up and tore it down. It was the fact that it was also deliberately removed. And it is also instructive, as she said, that the majority of the billboard's space in the state has the incumbent's picture or achievements, as the case may be. Now, just like Lagos, billboard spaces are regulated by the state. So the state has approved agencies. So for anybody to be able to remove it, it must be sanctioned. And for then the agency to be willing to refund your money, and I dare say they should include the cost of printing the billboard in their refund, also speaks a lot. Now, why an incumbent governor is threatened by a fellow aspirant says a lot, who had a billboard, maybe 2 billboards out of maybe 40 in the entire state. I think it's really very instructive. And lastly, on her point that she's gotten a lot of support, I hope that she realizes that politicians is what they do. I mean, as everybody that has gone to President Buhari that says they want to run for president, I'm not aware that he's told any one of them not to run. Currently, the list is sitting at 60. As she said, in APC, we're at 13, and none of the 13 were discouraged by the president. So the fact that she hasn't been discouraged, for me, that doesn't really mean much. But I do encourage and I do support. Let me not say encourage or support. I am glad that she's running. I'm glad that she's put she's doing the work. She's engaging, she's speaking. And as research shows, organizations led by women have a higher return on investment globally. And it would be nice to see a female governor in Nigeria. So this is not emotion, oh, we should have women. Data backs it up. Any organizations led by women do better. And we also saw it during COVID. All the countries that were prime ministers or head of states were women did far better than their male counterparts in managing COVID. So I look forward to having a female governor in Nigeria.
Well, yes. Thank
And
you
I'm
very
not
much.
from Osun State, for anybody who wants to start. So I can't.